becoming the nightmare.
Let me address here how you can become _'s worst nightmare and literally destroy his or her effective process of finding a job. These are a number of things that you shouldn't do. Don't not get involved. This may sound strange, but I have seen a number of situations over the years where the spouse, parent, friend, or loved one simply didn't even acknowledge the fact that, in your case, needs to change jobs. I've seen people who should have been helping, supporting, and coaching simply dismiss the whole challenge as, in your case, _s problem. These people usually have a career of their own that they are focused on, and since they're not the one who's out of work, they simply ignore the fact that _ needs help. This person's attitude is, well, anybody can find a job. It's no big deal. What do you want me to do about it? I've got my own job, career, problems, etc. Figure it out yourself. Don't ask me for help, I'm busy. Usually, the people close to you who don't want to get involved aren't really as selfish and self-centered as this may appear. Most of the time, they are overwhelmed with what they are already trying to do and have absolutely no idea how they can help. Since they don't really know what to do to help, they shrug the whole thing off by ignoring the situation. Don't get involved too much. You want to be involved to the point that you help, but again, you can't do this for somebody. You have to act as though you are not personally affected by what happens to _ in the job finding process. You know that you are too involved when you get mad or frustrated with _ when he or she doesn't do it the way you would. You know that you're getting too involved when you get mad at _ for not getting the interview or blowing the interview or not getting an offer, etc. Don't criticize. Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Why did you say that? Why didn't you say this? Is not the way to help anyone, especially in the emotional strain of trying to find a job. Communicate the idea that, we're all in this together and where you go, I go. The interviewing process is going to have 50 times more negative events than positive ones. If you understand the job search process, you will realize that _ is going to miss way more opportunities than he or she is going to get. If you really understand that all of us need to focus on the process, and not on the result, then you realize that there's no room for criticism. The biggest difficulty with this concept is that _ is going to receive what you perceive to be your most positive suggestions as criticisms. If the job-seeking process lasts for any length of time, don't be surprised if you have downright arguments about these positive suggestions. Please remember that you, _ and anyone else who is economically tied to _ going to work, are frustrated and emotionally distressed over his or her needing to find a job. Even constructive criticism can be totally blown out of proportion. Just recognizing this makes it easier to deal with. Don't think the rest of the world knows how wonderful _ is. This is the halo effect. Anybody who would not hire _ would have to be crazy. This is primarily because you know _ Part of your job as a supporter and coach will be to help _ communicate what a wonderful employee he or she might be to prospective employers. But whatever you do, don't keep telling _ how wonderful he or she is when he or she is having trouble getting an interview and not doing well on the interviews he or she gets. There is nothing more frustrating for any job hunter than to go out and get rejected by just about everybody and have you telling him how wonderful he is and how crazy everybody else is. Those crazy people are the ones that need to hire _ So, in the hiring category, your loving opinion of _ doesn't matter. In fact, and we will talk about it, you need to see _ through the eyes of a hiring manager. That's not going to be easy. Don't commiserate. Don't help _ bitch and moan that the job he or she has isn't good, or how badly he or she was treated in the job that he or she just left. Be empathetic but not sympathetic, then get on with the task at hand no matter how difficult the task might be. Help_understand that there is nothing he or she can do about the past, and the only way to deal with the circumstances of the present is to take action and change the conditions. In other words, either shut up or do something about it. Explain to _ that you are more than happy to try to help, but dwelling on the past or the way things are presently doesn't help him or her take action to change. Understand _'s issues and concerns, but help him or her be as objective about it as possible and help him or her take steps to do something about it. Don't act like you know everything about getting a job. This is especially the case if you are a spouse and you are gainfully employed. There is a tendency for people who are presently employed to take for granted the difficulty that another person, who is either presently employed and looking for a new job or unemployed and looking for a job, is going through. Flippant advice not only doesn't help, but it creates a tremendous amount of resentment. Admit that since you personally are not in the job market, you really don't know anything about what he or she is going through or what's available, but you would be more than happy to help him or her in any way you can.